This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Christine Wachulski from Besser Museum. Good morning, Christine.
Good morning, Nancy.
And thank you for coming here today and taping. And we're social distancing and we're following all the rules and regulations so that we're
a little farther down on the couch than normal, but
you know, whatever it takes. And we just, you know, we want people to know that even though you're not open right now, you're doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes because the museum is a very, very important entity in our community, and we need to make sure that it's staying alive for when things get back to whatever the new normal will be.
Yeah, just like what everybody went through, just a shock of like, how do we do this? How do we conduct business? We were able to keep all of our staff employed. We did receive grants from Michigan Council of Arts and Cultural Affairs, which came through the National Endowment. We also received a grant through the Michigan Hopes Grant. And then the museum also qualified for the payroll protection program. And so it was nice to have that funding. You know, that was something that we applied for like right away. So we were able to keep, you know, our staff going, and they worked from home. Both our planetarium coordinator, Jonathan Winkowski, and Amanda Kachurik, our education coordinator, really got creative. I was so proud of them. They put on educational content on our Facebook, and Jonathan made some educational videos up on YouTube, and just really got creative. I mean, they were training themselves a lot how to do the YouTube videos, and some education. They tried to do art, history, science, and so it really did kind of expand our audience virtually. I mean, there were things that Jonathan posted that we had like 6,000-7,000 people respond to. We would not have had that far of a reach, you know. So that was something that they were able to do because of keeping them employed and on staff. You know, with the shutdown, as you know, people work from home, but then we could access the museum some to go in and do administrative work and make sure that the museum was a safe environment for our artifacts. You know, that is our number one mission, is collecting and preserving those artifacts. We also were very grateful that a lot of our volunteers that were in the collections department continued their work from home. One of the things that we were working on was populating and updating our new data software, our Past Perfect software. And so they were able to do that work from home, taking you know, the handwritten original accession logs, and then just typing out in data entry. So
something you wouldn't have time to do during a normal business day at the museum.
Absolutely. So that work continued also. And then also just working on our reopening plan, and we are, you know, trying to adapt and adjust as new recommendations come out from the CDC health guidelines of the social distancing, of the capacity, limiting the capacity, keeping our environment safe for both our staff and for our visitors. So one of the things that we're doing, we will be opening to the public on June 19th. That's Friday, June 19th. And on our website will be, and on our Facebook, our guided tour schedule. So the capacity is 25 people per hour. And so we're asking people to call and book your tour. And so the schedule is like, say, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 11, 11:30 to 12:30, 1 to 2, and 2:30 to 3:30. And so you would call and book. We will have walk-ins welcomed if we're not at our 25 capacity. And in between those scheduled times, you know, we'll close the museum and then disinfect all the high traffic, high touch areas. And so we're really hoping that the public works with us on this. I know it's a little confusing, a little stressful, but as we reopen for the first time, we're just trying to see how this will work.
And I know grandparents who have their kids for the summer, they've always looked forward to coming there, so please don't be dismayed. It can still happen.
Right.
Just a few rules, and they're to protect you
Right.
as well as your family.
Right.
So,
and once you put these rules in place, these policies and procedures that, you know, they'll change as again, CDC guidelines change and we learn more of how we can function. What I want to do is be fair to someone like you, that I say we're only letting 25 people
Yes.
in. We are going to close after that 1 hour tour so that we do disinfect for the next, because we can't go around and
Right.
be cleaning up after everybody. So if I'm saying this is what we're doing, you may not agree with it, but I'm promising this to everybody. And so when you come, I don't want you to be aggravated with me because, hey, you've got 50 people in here. Or
Right,
I
I
thought
would
you
be.
were going to close after an hour tour and
Right.
clean, you know. So it's really hard to keep everybody happy, but we're going to try the best that we can by putting this into place and guaranteeing
and
it.
you know, it's amazing how it becomes routine. I grab a mask when I go out to my garden. I think, wait a minute, I don't need to have a mask in my garden,
Right.
you know, or, you know, going for walks, whatever you do, it's just becoming a way of life now. And you know, that's not so bad. And I wear a mask because I feel it protects me and my family, and I'm protecting others. And you know, I try to stay away from those who aren't wearing masks.
Well, and that is a really difficult thing too, because I know we have in our like on our guidelines and on our advertisement that people will see too, that we're asking people to wear a mask in accordance with the executive order. And
Right.
if you go to the executive order, it says if you are medically healthy
Right.
and able to. And I know that there is a population that aren't. And with HIPAA violations, all that, we can't ask. So we're asking people just to be, you know, like you
Right.
say, do the best that you can
Right.
do, and do what you can do to protect yourself and others. But there are certain individuals, and we want to make sure the museum is still welcoming
Yeah.
to everybody.
And I'm very healthy, but I don't want to take a chance or
Yeah.
with my loved ones that
Yeah.
I'm in contact with. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth it to me. Well, we have about 1 minute left, so if anyone has any questions, they can contact the museum or 356-2202.
Absolutely.
And Facebook, definitely go on your website because you are still offering programming and wonderful things online.
Absolutely. The planetarium is not going to open until July 8th.
Okay.
And that will be at limited capacity. It fits about 12 people at the
Okay.
reduced recommended capacity. Again, call and book your tour.
Okay.
And there will be, you know, the schedule posted online. And we have our exhibits open. Northeast Michigan Artists Guild will be opening up their exhibit.
Okay.
And then we still have Noelle Skiba on exhibit and Shirley Ritzler on exhibit. So yeah,
Okay.
just
Thank you so much for being here, and tell everyone we said hello.
thank you. It's nice seeing you again,
You
Nancy.
too. I'll be right back with Jessica Luther from Alpena County Library following these messages. Hi, welcome back. I'm with Jessica Luther from Alpena County Library. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Nancy. So good to see you.
So good to see you. It's been so long. I think February was the last time we were able to meet, and thank you for coming in, and we're following the social distancing rules, so that's why we're able to do this, so I'm very thankful. And you know, this show is all for nonprofit groups and organizations, and you know, it's such a unique time. I mean, no fundraising, you know, no activities, not a lot of stuff going on. And you're in a unique situation.
Yes.
You're ready to open, but you can't open because you're actually going to be doing some construction.
Yeah, we've had to really adapt and evolve what we're doing, and we appreciate everyone's patience with us as we're kind of going through this really unsure timeline. You know, we're going to be accepting returns to the library. Our drop box will be open tomorrow, Monday the 15th.
Can we put videos in there?
You can. We will have staff there emptying the drop box on a regular basis to make
good.
sure that there's no damage. We realize that, you know, everyone's been hanging on to these items since February or March, and we have about 6,000 items out there. So we'd appreciate it if everyone does not return them on the same day.
I won't bring my returnable bottles then either.
So we're going to have the drop box open, and the building will be closed still to the public, but staff will be there to empty the drop box and make sure that we're quarantining the materials appropriately. And we also do ask that no one drop off donations of books or materials at this time. We're
Okay.
going to have a huge load of our own materials to deal with.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I went in last week to check things, and even though the drop box was technically closed, someone had dropped about 50 books in there that were not ours that I then had to deal with. I mean, I understand the excitement and everyone just wants to be helpful and get their stuff back, but no one's going to be charged late fees. There's going to be a general amnesty for everybody for about 60 days after this coming Monday. So that's, that's where we're at right now. We have our building project that's been in the hopper for so long, and bids went out on June the 1st, and the deadline for submitting those is June 30th. So we're hoping to have a better idea of the timeline of what we would be able to do in terms of public services after July 1st. Regardless, though, the plan is to start the asbestos abatement and finishing our HVAC project. Sorry.
That's okay.
In the month of July and August. So that does not allow us to open to the public in July and August. However, we are looking at ways that we can provide public services at the time, even if it's, just having books out for people to pick up. We're just, the staff is brainstorming and working really hard. Unfortunately, we're kind of in this very limbo position where we don't know exactly what's happening.
Everyone.
And so many of our staff are also high risk for the virus that we have to be very careful about what we're doing. But we will still be continuing with summer reading. It's going to look a little different this year. We won't be having the carnival, but sign-ups are starting today. That can be done through our website, and we are doing everything from age 3 to adult. We're going to have a lot of different things. We're going to be doing virtual and physical components so that everyone can take part, not just people that have internet access. They'll get weekly kits to encourage reading and facilitate early and continuing literacy at home. So we're working on putting all of that together. A formal announcement will be out next week.
Okay.
And for people without an internet access, we have our new Dial-A story.
Okay.
So this week, Leslie is reading When Dragons Came with Everything by Elise Broach. And Tina is continuing to read War of the Worlds. So each week there's a new picture book for kids. You call in as many times as you want to listen to it. And that number to call for the kids book is 833-778-0301. It is a toll-free number.
Is it going to be on the website?
Yes, it's all on the website. And then for the adults, it's 833-749-0504. So it'll be updated every Friday. Tech Help also is call in right now. I mean, with everybody trying to figure out how they can access things. So Monday through Thursday, noon to 1, Nancy is available. And to call her, it's area code 231-412-0547.
My Libby app still works wonderful.
I know. I've been using it quite a bit.
Me too.
And another project that we're working on through our Special Collections Department is the Share Your Story. So we're inviting everyone who maybe kept a journal, took some pictures, did whatever they, something during this crazy time, and they would like to submit it to preserve for posterity with our Special Collections Department. They can do so. There's a link on our website, or they can contact Don Labar, who's our head of Special Collections, and his email address is on the website as well.
And there's some fantastic stories out there. There's some, I think that's the good that's going to come out of this, to hearing those stories. I just get goosebumps thinking about some of the things I read and see.
Yeah, the generosity and kindness being shown in the community is just amazing. In terms of online services, if you don't have a library card, you can sign up for one online now.
Okay.
So for those people who didn't have a chance to stop in the library beforehand, they can just click on our website and sign up for a library card, and they instantly are able to access all of our online services, including Libby and RBD Digital, which is the magazines, and now also offers Cello, I think it's Cello, that has musical performances that you can watch. And also Acorn TV, which is all the British shows and movies, which is fantastic. And there's Canopy to stream movies. We have all sorts of new online access for our library card holders now. Ancestry.com can be accessed from home. Foundation Center, if right now you're struggling as a nonprofit or a business and you're looking for grants, you can do that through our website. And we've got a Chat with a Librarian resource, so our reference librarians are online, and if you have questions, you just hit that chat box and they can point you in the right direction.
Gee, and all these services weren't available before. Look at how this made you get bigger and better. Isn't it amazing?
Within the first few weeks, our staff just hit the ground running. We've got virtual storytime kits through our website. Our children's person, Sarah Gerhusky, she put together these storytime kits that include an ebook or an audiobook, and then different activities each week that parents or caregivers can do with their kids. And we shared these through social media, and amazingly enough, through Facebook, I mean, these storytime kits have reached families in Puerto Rico, in Vancouver, California. I mean, they've hit all over North America, which is outstanding. It's really, we were really touched, and we've received a lot of positive comments about that. While we are sad that we haven't been able to offer our physical services, we're very excited by how much we've been able to put together.
We've got about 1 minute left, Jessica.
So we also, the Adult Book Club is meeting virtually the first Wednesday of the month, so you can check all that on our website. We've got a bunch of programming on our YouTube channel. The Special Collections Department has all of their digital tours that you can do. You can do Evergreen Cemetery, you can do a downtown tour, or you can do the historic homes of Alpena. So that's all, it's an app, you can put it on your phone, you can drive it, you can walk it, you can do whatever. And the READ Adult Literacy Program, they've still been hard at work. It's just, I'm so proud of our staff.
Well, rightly so.
It's just been great, and we're really hoping next month we'll be able to update everybody on what's happening with the building and when we'll be able to reopen.
Okay, we're out of time. Thank you so much, Jessica. Tell everyone we said hello and give them a special thank you.
I will. Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. Glad to be back. It's been quite a period here in the community, and as you folks probably know, it's been 8 or 10 weeks since we've done one of these film sessions. A lot has happened at ACC. You know, a brief recap in mid second week of March, the coronavirus hit Michigan, and in the span of about 48 hours, we went from normal operations to all remote delivery, a remarkable transformation. Many thanks to the students, the faculty, and the support staff for pulling that off. It was historic, and it went, I would say, about as well or better than we could have possibly imagined. There are many metrics that could be used to describe this period. It's kind of a frantic activity of unprecedented decision-making. But I look at it really as one data point that really jumps out to me, and that is of the 1,450 students we had in spring semester, one student, only one student, requested reimbursement based on this move to remote instruction. I think that says a lot about the efforts of the faculty and the staff at ACC to try and accommodate and make quality learning available in this environment. So it's something I'm really pretty proud of and grateful to the students, the community, the staff, faculty, for stepping up the way they did and have during this period. So now the question I get often is, well, what's next? You know, what's coming? When are you going to reopen for fall? Under what conditions? And these are very valid questions. They're things we work on every day. It may not seem that, it may not be apparent, but we do. Really the same team that worked through the transformation of coursework from face-to-face to remote is now working on the reverse. How do we go back to face-to-face, some degree of normalcy? That is the goal. And I think that's what most students want. A number of students are comfortable with remote instruction, and they're just fine with it, and they do as well as they would in face-to-face instruction. And many aren't and don't. And so imposing that form on folks that don't thrive in that way is not a good solution. Additionally, we have many of our occupational programs have a lab component to them, or the sciences. This is something that's really can't be done virtually. Although in the sciences, some of the instructors have done remarkably creative work to make the labs essentially virtual. You know, in a content area like welding or utility tech, where people are climbing poles, you know, it can't be done in a remote fashion well. So where we are on that is we believe we will have face-to-face instruction in the fall. We're working toward it. Many schools are. We have followed the directives of Governor Whitmer and our local CDC, or not CDC, our health department, and followed the lead of Denise Bryan, who's done, I think, wonderful work. And so now we're in, I think, phase 5 of the reopening, which allows us to reopen with certain conditions. And one of the conditions that's trickiest for us to manage right now is the social distancing piece. Obviously, our classrooms, the seating, face-to-face delivery was not designed with a 6-foot perimeter around each person, and that's really what social distancing is. So how we get a section of 25 or 30 into a space now that it only will seat 12 or 13 or 14 is the challenge. And there's several different ways to accommodate that challenge or to manage it. One would be to have split the class and have half the students come face-to-face one time and the other half the next time. That's one way of doing it. Another would be to have students face-to-face, half the students face-to-face in that class and the other half remote, or switch that. It's kind of a similar idea, slightly different. Another is to find a larger room. But it's surprising when you really bear down on the spatial requirements. Many of you are probably familiar with our Grantham Theater. And it's a large space that will hold 220 to 240 folks. But if you apply strict social distancing to it, 6 feet from kind of shoulder to shoulder, not midpoint in the person's body, you know, the capacity of that space goes down to maybe 40 or 45 people. And that gives you an idea of, you know, the trickiness and some of the things that we need to sort through. But we're doing that. I believe we will have face-to-face instruction in the fall. I believe we will be back, students will be back in our apartments. Whether we have athletics in the fall is kind of an open question right now. A month ago, I would have thought no, but now I'm thinking of potentially yes. But a definitive answer on that we haven't come to that yet. Of course, that also involves the other teams, you know, what they do, because you're competing against at least one other team. So if they don't have it and we do, then, or vice versa, that's an issue. But there's a lot going on. It's a great time at Alpena Community College. There's just kind of a vibrant awakening of stuff. Van Laer Hall's happening. There's a lot of interior improvements, which we call ambient learning. And we are looking forward to the time, and it will be soon, when we open the doors to the public and people can come in and we can resume what we've done for 68 years, and that is deliver quality education, post-secondary education and training to the people of Northeast Michigan, you folks, and thank you. See you next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.